morning, everyone. Happy Easter. Everybody look around, cause there's a reason to rejoice, you see. Everybody come out, let's commence to singing joyfully. Everybody look up, feel the hope that we've been waiting for. Everybody be glad, cause our silent fear and dread are gone. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look about, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can't you feel a brand new day? Can't you feel a brand new day? Can't you feel a brand new day? Or can't you feel a brand new day? Everybody be glad, cause the sun is shining just for us. Everybody wake up into the morning, into happiness. Hello world, it's like a different way of living now. Thank you world, we always knew that we'd be free somehow. In harmony, to show the world that we got liberty. It's such a change for us to live so independently. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look about, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can't you feel a brand new day? 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 Everybody be glad, cause the sun is shining just for us. Everybody wake up to the morning, into happiness. Hello world, it's like a different way of living now. Thank you world, I always knew that we'd be free somehow. In harmony, to show the world that we got liberty. It's such a change for us to live so independently. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look about, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can't you feel a brand new day? 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 Thank you.
Yes, it is a brand new day. Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Unity of Tucson. How is everyone this morning? Yes, happy Easter. We are a spiritual community. We are here to celebrate love. Let's do that today. What do you say? This is a new song for our opening, for our community. You are going to know this song. But I do want us to share together our vision statement. Let's look at this here. We envision a place of peace, beauty, and power where spiritual principles are taught and practiced within an ever-growing and dynamic congregation. And that means more today than ever before, doesn't it? We are ever-growing, we are dynamic, and if you're watching online, there are going to be some beautiful faces of members of our congregation. Grateful to have you here, grateful to have you here. If you feel compelled to get up and dance, because this is Dancing in the Street, please do so. Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Spirit's here and the time is right. We're dancing in the street, they're dancing in Toronto. In the street. And in Nigeria, they're bopping up in Sweden. Dancing in the street. All we need is music, sweet music. There'll be music everywhere. They'll be swinging and swaying and records playing. We're dancing in the street. Oh, it doesn't matter what you wear, just as long as you are there. So come on, everyone, give a whirl. Everywhere around the world, let's start dancing in the street. Dancing in the street. Dancing in the street. This is an invitation across all nations, a chance for folks to meet. They'll be laughing, singing, and music swinging, and dancing in the We are dancing in the street. I'll tell you, I've already done a service today, so I may be a little more warmed up and a little more hyper for this one. Oh, welcome once again to Unity of Tucson. I'm Reverend Jonathan Zenz. I am the minister here at Unity of Tucson. And I just wanted to acknowledge that in addition to officially becoming a Unity minister last week, this is my first anniversary. Yes, for those of you who may have been following the journey, I come from the background of religious science, which is another New Thought. It's part of the New Thought umbrella. And now I'm an ordained Unity minister. And this being the first anniversary, I started on April 1st of last year. My first Sunday here at Unity of Tucson was on the first Sunday of April last year. It was Palm Sunday last year. Yeah. So we are celebrating a very happy Easter, and I am so grateful to have you who are here able to be with us in the room. I am grateful to all of you who are continuing to watch us online, and deeply grateful that we are a spiritual family here all together. We are here to teach practical tools for better life. That's what I believe the power of New Thought is, that it is a practical thing. We can activate this thing in our life and make our lives better. If you're joining us for the first time today, if you're online, I would love for you to connect with us. Let us know that you are here. You can always go online to unitytucson.com/connect. Fill out that information there and let us know that you are present here with us today. It is my belief. This is my belief. I encourage you to determine what your belief is, but my belief is that we can activate purposefully our own spiritual evolution. And that is the whole point and purpose of why I have chosen to be here in this venue, in this way, in this perfection. And I'm grateful that you are here to share in that, and that we all get to share with each other. Let's read together the words of our mission statement here at Unity of Tucson. Within the principles of unity, we are a ministry of love, inspiration, learning, wholeness, acceptance, and joy that empowers all people to embrace their divine nature. Our inherent nature is divine. That's a lot of what we're going to be talking about today. Within this construct, I have adopted into my life really 3 tenets that support all of this, and they are these: love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. Love only, forgive everything, and remember who you are. And in remembering who you are, I know a truth about you. I know a truth about you. Do you know this truth about yourself? Do you online, do you know this truth about yourself? It is this: you are magnificent. Absolutely magnificent. And I think we should, yes, that deserves a round of applause. And I think that we should all be able to exclaim for ourselves, I am magnificent. So let's do that all here together. 1, 2, 3. I am magnificent. Indeed you are. And indeed we are. I would love for us to, if you're online, I would love for you to use the chat function, reach out to people who are watching with you, let them know their magnificence. Just reach out and say hello. I would love for us, if we're in the room, we're not going to get up and mill about because of the things that are happening in the circumstantial world, but I would love for us to look around, look into other people's eyes, and just acknowledge that we are here, a beautiful family here together. Just recognizing the magnificence that is present right in this room. As we begin to settle in, I'm going to encourage us all as we move into a time of centering awareness, a time of quieting. Let's just allow ourselves to come to a place where we are centered. Just doing a quick check-in of the physical body. Allow yourself to see where you might be holding on to any unnecessary tension, and choose to let it go. Allowing ourselves to be easeful and gentle in this moment. Releasing any thoughts or considerations that we may have brought in to this moment from the past, simply letting them go
They're not required, not in this moment. Allowing ourselves to release any anticipation for what is to unfold. We are here now, right in this moment. Deepening a little more and allowing a focus on the activity of our breath. Allowing the breath to just be observed without control, just being aware of the gentle rise and fall with every inhale and exhale. The breath itself is a reflection of the infinite circulation, a way in which each and every one of us is connected to and living as the divine. In this sense of relaxed awareness, I invite you to be open to the words of this month's affirmation. Simply allowing yourself to hear these words, let them resonate with you in whatever way is right for you. The affirmation is this: joy is my birthright. My life aligns with the innate joy of my soul. Joy is my birthright. My life aligns with the innate joy of my soul. I'll say the affirmation one more time, and then we'll take a few moments for quiet contemplation. Joy is my birthright. My life aligns with the innate joy of my soul. Gently now, I want to offer some words of Eric Butterworth, Unity minister, who spent time in New York City. He was the minister there. He offered this as part of his Easter reflection in 1979. He said this: "It seems that an itinerant preacher had come to the big city to spread the gospel. He was a threat to the established church because they thought that he was coming to supplant their religion, which is not at all what he was about. He was a threat to the Roman rule because they thought he was coming to set up a new kingdom, which is not what he was all about. There was a great deal of resistance to his being there, a great deal of fear, and a great deal of confusion in the minds of the people. Ultimately, he was arrested on trumped-up charges, and after a mock trial, he was taken to a high hill, and along with 2 common thieves, he was brutally crucified.
On the willows there, we hung up our lyres, for our captors there required of us songs, and our tormentors mirth. On the willows there, we hung up our lyres, for our captors there required of us songs, and our tormentors mirth, saying, sing us one of the songs of Zion, sing us one of the songs of Zion, sing us one of the songs of Zion. But how can we sing the Lord's song in a foreign land? On the willows there, we hung up our lyres.
I believe that one of the things that Jesus knew is that there were many paths, many understandings, many ways to deepen into the most magnificent understanding of the I am that I am. And so that is why we do this thing called Lighting the Flames of Faith every week, to honor that very notion. Winnell is going to join me up here as one of our keepers of the flames. Grateful to have you here today, as always. And so for each candle that we light here, we are understanding that every religious path, every faith tradition, every spiritual ideology, it's all rooted in one thing. That thing is love. So let's understand that as we light each of these candles. So we light a candle for the Tao, which teaches that the purpose of life is inner harmony, peace, and longevity. And this is achieved by living in accordance with the Tao, or the Way. We light a candle for the shamanic traditions, which teaches that through a close relationship with the natural world, one gains guidance, support, and wisdom to live their best life. We light a candle for Hinduism, which teaches that we are able to escape bondage, ignorance, and a state of illusion through multiple experiences of life. Each life leads us closer to enlightenment. We light a candle for Judaism, which teaches the highest calling is to obey the commandments of God and to live ethically according to law. We light a candle for all forms of Buddhism, which teaches the purpose of life is to avoid suffering and gain enlightenment. We light a candle for all forms of Christianity, which teaches salvation from sin through faith in Christ, through sacraments, and through good works. We light a candle for all forms of Islam, which teaches that through submission to the will of God, one will gain paradise. We light a candle for the universalistic religion of Baha'i, which teaches that the soul is eternal and essentially good, and that the purpose of life is to develop spiritually and draw closer to God. We light a candle for all forms of New Thought, which teaches the divinity of all creation and the supremacy of thought over matter. And through a law of cause and effect, one creates the circumstances of their life. We light a candle for all those who may be as yet unaware of the power and presence of Spirit in their lives, and for the space that we are holding for them, and for all faith traditions unnamed in this ceremony. And this final candle we light is a candle which represents the healing of any circumstance which requires the revelation of divinity, for that is the true nature of healing, the uncovering of the God essence in all circumstances and all experiences. When we know that God is at the core of it all, we are healed. And so this candle is your candle for whatever is in your mind and in your heart that requires the light. Thank you. The candle here on your left, I said your right this morning, but it is your left, my right, is our peace candle. We keep the peace candle consistently illuminated with the understanding that it is representative of the consistent illumination of peace in our hearts. And as we accept that consistent illumination personally, it becomes the core of our beingness. And it, I will say, transmutes itself into our actions. And we, at the point of our individuality, create a more peaceful world all around. So let's honor this candle by reading together the prayer for world peace. Divine love indwells each person and radiates from one to another. Harmony is established and peace begins to reign in the world. There is a story in the Gospels that is sort of consistent. Well, it's actually not consistent at all in the way the story is told. There's a section of the Gospels on Easter that explains part of what happens, and it's written this way in Mark. This is Mark 16, 1 through 4. Mary Magdalene, Mary, the mother of James, and Salome brought spices so that they might go and anoint him being Jesus, in the tomb. They went to the tomb, and they were saying to one another, "Who will roll away the stone from the entrance to the tomb?" And looking up, they saw that it had been rolled back. It was very large. So in every gospel, some version of this is recounted. And in every version, the stone is mentioned, right? The stone that covers the tomb. The stone represents this. It represents the limitation of our belief. Once that limitation has been rolled back, you know what happens? We are opened to a greater expression as divinity.
It's been a long, dark night, and I've been waiting for the morning. It's been a long, hard fight, but I see a brand new day dawning. I've been looking for the sunrise. You know I ain't seen it in so long, but everything is gonna work out just fine. everything's gonna be alright. It's been all wrong. 'Cause I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. It's been a long, long time since I've known the taste of freedom and those clinging vines that had me bound. Well, I don't need 'em. Oh, I've been like a captured eagle. You know, an eagle's born to fly high. Now that I've won my freedom, like an eagle, I am eager for the sky. And I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, and everything's gonna work out fine. It's gonna be okay. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. And I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Oh, everything's gonna work out right. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay. Oh, I can see the light of a clear blue morning. I can see the light of a brand new day. I can see the light of a clear blue morning. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. Everything's gonna be alright. It's gonna be okay.
So you get a little bit of everything here. You get a little Broadway to open. You actually get a little Broadway on the Willows. That's from a musical called Godspell. You get some centered awareness, and you get Dolly Parton. So I sang this song last year on Easter, and this feels like my Easter song. I first heard this song, so I'm a fan of Dolly Parton, and the funny thing is this song had never really come across my awareness until I was watching a show, a Netflix show, and there was an episode of this TV series that I was watching, and the end of the show, it was like all the characters were emerging from this kind of down experience they were having, and they played this song, and I was sitting there, and I thought, oh, that's the Easter song. Yeah. And so the thing that I'm looking forward to is that next year, when we are able to not have this paradigm to have a choir to do this song justice. Yeah. Charles Fillmore, the founder, he and his wife, the founders of Unity, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, he wrote this about Easter. He wrote that its inner meaning and spiritual significance is the awakening and raising to spiritual consciousness the I am in humanity, which has been buried in the tomb of materiality. That's the whole point and purpose of Easter. Its inner meaning and spiritual significance is the awakening and raising to spiritual consciousness the I am in humanity, which has been covered, which has been buried in the tomb of materiality. I love his way with words. We've been buried. And I think this year we've felt a little more buried than usual this past year. In a tomb of materiality, in a tomb of circumstance, in a tomb of experience, which has felt oppressive, hasn't it? Yeah. There are ways within whatever's happening in our lives that we can relax, let go, and rise above the circumstances at all times, no matter what. No matter what, we can roll away that stone of limitation. Jesus became a way shower because that was ultimately the message. That was ultimately the message. What did he show us? He showed us how to roll away that stone, the stone of limited thinking, how to get rid of the erroneous thoughts in our minds, to get out of the way of our fear and doubt and step into faith. That's what Jesus was here to teach. He essentially showed a path of spiritual evolution. And what he was very clear on is that this evolution, this spiritual evolution, this spiritual regeneration, the resurrection, was not limited to him. It was not limited to him. In fact, in John chapter 14, he said this, "Very truly I tell you, whoever believes in me will do the works that I have been doing, and they will do even greater things than these, because I am going to the Father." That was his message. That what he was doing, any of us can do. We can do this. We are doing it. The very notion that we are evolved past 2,000 years ago means that we are in the process of the doingness through the beingness. Now, when he said, "Whoever believes in me," it wasn't quite, there's actually, I believe, a mistranslation there. If you go look at the Greek translation could actually be this: "The one who is doing the believing in me will do greater works." What he's talking about is not a belief in him as an individualization of something that should be worshipped. He was saying, if you are in the state of believing, look at what your beliefs are, you will do greater works than I. That's what he was teaching. He wasn't saying, "Believe in me, and you will do these things." That's not at all what he was saying. Believe. He was saying to believe, and you will do these things. And greater, because he understood that the nature of life, the nature of the consciousness, the nature of God is itself evolutionary. So it is consistently unfolding itself in greater expressions of itself. That is its nature. Believe, and you will do these things and greater. But what might be holding us back from that? That becomes the question, right? Because it's very easy to say, "Oh, if I believe I can do these things," well, then why aren't we? Why aren't we? What are the things that are holding us back from that? What is it? I believe I can distill it down to one word. That word is fear. Fear is the greatest stopper that exists. Fear will stop us in our tracks every single time we are trying to move forward. Fear is the thing that will hold our own spiritual evolution back. Now, Emma Curtis Hopkins, who was she was called the teacher of teachers. I know I've spoken about Emma Curtis Hopkins before. She was called the teacher of teachers in the New Thought philosophy because she taught Myrtle and Charles Fillmore. She was their teacher. She taught Nona Brooks and Melinda Kramer, the founders of divine science. She taught Ernest Holmes, the founder of religious science. So she was literally the teacher of teachers. All the people who founded these spiritual paths were all taught by her. So really, you could distill back to a core of Emma Curtis Hopkins, who was a point for the New Thought movement. I know, it's funny, I am getting to her quote. I promise, I'm a little tangential today. What else is new? But I just had this thought that, we put this out as a podcast, so when I do things like that, I say, she just went, whew. Like, if you're only hearing the audio, you have no idea what that means. All right, tangent over. She wrote this, Emma Curtis Hopkins wrote this. One may say, I cannot help being afraid. You ever hear yourself saying that? I can't help it. I can't help being afraid. Yes, you can, she writes. No one is ever tempted beyond what one is able to resist. There can be nothing that shows up in our experience of life that we might fear that is not able to be overcome by a shift in consciousness, is what she is saying. Resistance to those things, resistance, living a life based in fear, you know what that's based in? That is based in human ego. Because we think of ourselves as separate. But when we understand that ego means I am, and ultimately I am that I am, when we are able to transcend the limited idea of ego and step into the divine ego that I am, which is what Jesus was teaching, we can easily let go of fear. We can easily let go of the resistance, and we can rise. But boy, that resistance is pesky. Carl Jung, of course, famously said, "What you resist persists." So as long as you keep that idea of resistance in mind, it will continue to show itself in your experience. So the work is to move past the resistance. Now, I have a little story of resistance that I will tell sometimes, and I'm telling it today, clearly, about how resistant I once was. So as I mentioned before, I come from a background of religious science, and I think part of the reason that my entry point into the New Thought paradigm being through religious science is because it was very intellectual. The approach of religious science is very intellectual. Ernest Holmes in the book, he says, we all look forward to the day when when science and religion will walk together hand in hand from the invisible to the visible. But I was really interested in the science part. Mind you, it's not a science. I want to be really clear. It's not a science. But I was really interested in having an intellectual understanding of this thing that I was told could make my life better. And so that's how I dove in. Now, I'm grateful for the training I've done in Unity over this past year because it's actually, now I had gotten to the point where I'd broken my heart open. It wasn't all about the science, and that was part of my spiritual path. But being in the training to become a Unity minister has broken my heart open even more. And I am so grateful for that. Now, I was at a conference, a New Thought conference some years ago, and this is the story of resistance. There was this experience where different communities were coming together to offer some of the things that they do in their experience and expression of spiritual practice. And of course, my community were all very much rooted in book learning. That was our spiritual practice. Well, there was this other community that came, and they were offering anointing by oil. And when I was faced with that, I went, not for me. Resistance. And I didn't get, in that experience, I did not get past that resistance. And in retrospect, I wish I had. Because ultimately, it was not about the oil, it was not about the practice, it was about opening myself up to another way of being. I think it's important that we all look at the spaces and the places and the ways in which we are resistant in our own expression. You know, there will most likely be people who are resistant to a change of physical space. But there are going to be people who will be like, I liked it better the way that it was. Right? That's okay. But the thing is, look at those places of resistance within, because those are the things that are creating the construct of our lives, and they are only limiting. They are only limiting us. People may be resistant to a change in appearance in any way. The solution, ultimately, to all of this can be found in what is perceived as the problem, because there is no problem except perception. There is no problem except perception. The problem is created in mind, and therefore the thing that will address the problem is mind. I also like to say mind, because usually when we make that journey down to the heart space, that can be the real shift that needs to happen. So there is no problem without an inherent solution built in, because if there were no solution to what we perceive as a problem, there would be no problem. Get it? The very notion that we think there is a problem means we're already on the path mentally of saying, if there's a problem, there must be a solution. So what is the resistance? What is the resistance? If we perceive it as a problem, well, there is a solution within that. So the anointing at that conference, the anointing with oil, was not the issue. The only issue was my limitation in belief. That was it. That was it. What if I had approached that experience with a fully open heart? How different my life might be. What different trajectory might I have gone on? If I had understood that the anointing was an inside job, ultimately an accepting of my own sense of divinity, not because somebody was putting oil on my forehead, but because I was in a place of allowing. So I'm inviting each and every one of us to look at the places where we resist, whatever it is we are resisting, and say, what is in this resistance, perhaps, that I am ready to address with an open heart, and how might my life be shifted by that? What if I let go of all preconceived ideas of what should be? What if I let go? How different might all of our lives be? Definitely less limited, more open to a wealth of experience. That's the kind of life I choose to live. How about you? So where might any of us be living in resistance? Today, the message is, move that stone. Let that stone roll away. Let the resistance, the fear, whatever that stone represents, let it roll away. It is not required for your magnificence to shine through, and in fact, it will inhibit the shine of your magnificence. When you roll that stone away, then it is time to rise. I'm going to invite us all to just take a moment, to take a look, just quietly in our own minds, just take a look at what you are experiencing in this moment. And I'm not talking about just this experience in this room, but in your life as a whole. What are you experiencing in your life as a whole? Just take a moment. Doesn't need to go deep. Just bring it to a place of awareness. And then ask yourself the question, is this what I want? Is this what I want? Are you living your passion? If not, why not? Why not? Now here's the trick. Don't answer that question with excuses, because the why not is actually not meant to elicit, well, because of all these things. It is meant to actually have you ask the question of yourself, I'm not living my passion. Why not? And then be led into action. Answer with action, not with excuses. You can live your passion. Absolutely, you can. Now, in each of the Gospels, I said that story appears, the discovery of the tomb and the stone has been rolled away. And the appearance of the resurrected Jesus also appears, also happens in each of the Gospels. And there's an interesting thing that happens in Scripture around that. Now, Scripture is notoriously male-based. The stories are mostly men, from the point of view of men, right? I hear the women going, mm-hmm. In this particular passage, the tomb is discovered by women, and the first appearance of the resurrected Jesus is to women. And I think that that's very important, because what it is speaking to us all, what it is saying to each and every one of us, I believe, is that this is all about our own personal rebirth from the point of view of the heart, right? So let's acknowledge that good. A metaphor for rebirth, it is rediscovering who we are from the heart space. We are consistently rediscovering, not creating, our power. Because we aren't creating anything. We aren't creating power. Power exists. We are rediscovering it in every moment. We are this great power. We have the use of this great power. Jesus was not the exception to the rule. We are that which is. But if we don't know that, we can't use it. It's like electricity. Electricity has always existed. It's just when we learned to utilize it for our purposes, it became a useful tool. The power is there. It has always existed. We are utilizing it as a tool for the construct of our lives. So the same capacity, that power, electricity, whatever it is, the same capacity existed when Jesus walked the earth. But without an evolution of thought, we would all be sitting in the dark. The power that we are rediscovering is not out there. It is the animating life force within each and every one of us. Jesus was here to teach that salvation comes from being aware of that which is already inside, that which is inherent. There is nothing in us that requires salvation except our limited thinking, our resistant thinking, our fear-based thinking. The power is the innate capacity for spiritual evolution. It is not what you do, it is who you are. So today, let us rise. Each and every one of us, let us be lifted above the limitation of circumstance and identify more wholly that we are the creators of our circumstance by utilizing that power. Let us take to heart that resurrection is spiritual evolution. And you know, I love an acronym. Resurrection is spiritual evolution. That is how we rise. Rise to recognize the evolutionary power within is love. To recognize the evolutionary power within is forgiveness. To recognize that the evolutionary power within is remembering who we are. These are the most transformative things in the universe. Love is the path of resurrection. Forgiveness is the path of resurrection. Knowing who we are is the path of resurrection, the power of love, the power of forgiveness, and the power of remembering who we are. These things have the capacity to heal the world, and these are the only things I believe that will do so. So let us rise today. Let us be resurrected by looking within, spiritually evolving the power of love in us as us, then allowing love to rule. And when love rules within, we attract more of that creative power in our life. So today we rise. Namaste. And as I joked about in the first service today, if you think that you're getting off without homework on Easter Sunday, you are sadly mistaken. There is homework today. The homework is this. I would like you each to create a new habit of self-givingness this week, a new way to serve. Find a way to give of yourself this week that perhaps you've never experienced or expressed before. Step beyond the fear or the resistance that may show up in the face of making that decision, and step into service. Most importantly, allow yourself the potential that what comes up for you may become a new life practice, and how blessed your life may be and the lives of all those around you may be within that. Most importantly, remember who you are and share that with the world. The benediction song today, normally I say, let's close our eyes and consider, what has come up for us. I wanted to say a special note about the benediction song today. I got very emotional in the first service, and it is a song that touches my heart in a very emotional way, which is not the point of the song for me in presenting it today. But I read something that the composer of the song wrote that felt very apropos to our purpose here today. He wrote this about the song. At its core, this is a song about remembering our original state of being, our original happiness. In a challenging world, we live lives of forgetting who we are. This song calls us to remembrance.
When I think of all the times the world was ours for dreaming, when I think of all the times the earth seemed like our home, every heart alive with its own longing, every future we could ever hope to hold. All the time the laughter rang in summer, all the times the rivers sang our tune. Was there already sadness in the sunlight? Some stormy story waiting to be told? Where, oh, where has the innocence gone? Where, oh, where has it gone? Rains rolling down, wash away my memory. Where, oh, where has it gone? When I think of all the joys, the wonders we remember, all the treasures we believed we'd never ever lose, too many days gone by without their meaning, too many darkened hours without their peace. Now it's just this letting go. Where, oh, where has it gone? Where, oh, where Rain's rolling down, wash away my memory. Where, oh, where has it gone?
Thank you. As we step into what is traditionally the time of offering, I want to offer my gratitude to this community for your allowing me to be here and allowing an expression and experience of church this past year unlike any other, and I'm grateful that we are starting to come back to this paradigm. It is not that you don't mean anything. Those of you who are online, you do. And we will always continue to offer a virtual paradigm because that's always been part of the way that I approach ministry as well. We have the capacity to spread this message worldwide, this message of love, forgiveness, and remembering who we are. And I do believe that that is the way we will change this world. And we are the point that ends. We are the point where that begins. So, we're not going to pass the baskets around because of the protocols that we have in place. If you are giving to the center, the church today, I invite you to drop off their baskets back by the door, so you can drop it off at the completion of the celebration today as you're exiting. If you are online, there are many ways that you can give. Everybody's heard this spiel a million times, haven't they? You can go to our website, of course, go to unitytucson.com and click any of the donation links that are there. You can also phone in your card Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. I do want to let everyone know, though, and I forgot to mention this in the first celebration today. The offices will be closed tomorrow. I need a day off. And Freddie's here today, working extra hours for Easter, and so he gets a holiday, just like for all working people, we get holidays. So the offices will be closed tomorrow, but we'll be back on Tuesday. You can also send in a check through any delivery service, the mail, FedEx, however you choose to do it. You can send in a check or a money order. You can also, if you have a smartphone, text Unity Tucson to 73256. That's another way that you can give. Let's share together our divine givingness statement as an affirmation of our giving nature here today. Let's say this together. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I joyously contribute to my spiritual center, knowing that it goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless, and returns to me multiplied abundantly. I thankfully acknowledge God as my source. We'll do a little song here. Feel free to move the body if you want.
These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. Love, are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive? These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. All of the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. Passion, I am ready. Success, yes, I am ready. Abundance, I am ready. I am ready to receive. These are the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive. All of the gifts of the Spirit, love, joy, and peace. The gifts of the Spirit I am ready to receive.
Thank you so much. So if there's not going to be a virtual gathering today, it would have happened half an hour ago, and, under our normal Sunday experience. So no virtual gathering today if you're watching online. We do still need volunteers in the office for data entry. So if you are available to work during the week during our office hours, we'd love to have you help out with that project. Also. There was something else, it has escaped me, but I will remember it shortly after this. I'm going to invite Sue Rumsey up, who is going to introduce our Artist of the Month, whose work is being displayed in our foyer. Sue is the director of our gallery, and I'm deeply grateful for all the amazing work that she does to keep it going. Sue Rumsey.
Thank you. I'm going to take this off so you can hear me a little better. Oh, I didn't bring the glasses. Oh, well, I'll be able to see it. So good morning. It's really great to see everybody. So nice to be back, isn't it? And it's nice to have artwork in the foyer again. Most of you probably know our April artist. It's Evie Wiseman. She's been a member since 1982 and was an important staff member for many years. She's showing an eclectic variety of artwork from oil to acrylic to colored pencil to mixed media, many of which could be called assemblage. Her exhibit is also earth-friendly, as she has used refurbished frames found in thrift stores, and look for the collages she has created using dinner napkins, envelope liners, and other recycled papers. She's very creative. You'll see lots of butterflies and some fairies, and even a tree that changes from fall to winter as you look at it from different angles. The prices of her pieces would range from $20 to $120 in a gallery, but she's generously asking you to just choose the amount that you would be willing to pay for your purchase, and then she will be donating 100% of that amount to Unity. And I want you to know that you missed out by being at the last service, because a whole bunch of them sold between services, and she's already donated several $100s to the church. So Evie's artwork is the type that you could look at for hours and never see all the details, but do take time to try. You'll be fascinated with her creativity. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sue. Thank Evie's. Before you go out, just wave. Evie's in the back. So hello, Evie. Grateful to have your work and showing it. It's really beautiful stuff. I do remember what I was going to say, that we are also doing what they call a flash sale. So every book, everything except Solari bells and consignment items in the bookstore is 50% day. So I'd love for you to go and check out the bookstore, and that helps us to keep things going here. Also, let your friends know, let your family know that we are here. We are now meeting in person. Next week we will go back to one service at 10 a.m. Every single Sunday, unless there is a great demand and we, have to go to two services. I guess I'm willing to do that. I'll have to talk to the band about their willingness to do that. And, but yes, we are going to be back in person from now on and continuing to be virtual. I am so grateful for everything that has gone into making today happen. I want to say to Wally and Don and Greg, our technicians here today, who are ensuring that we are going out to the world. I know, should I speak into this one because this one keeps cutting out? Okay, I'm seeing yes. Grateful to have them, ensure that we are able to be seen and heard out in the world and also here in the room. I also want to say a special shout out to Wally and Don, who spent tireless hours making this happen this week. I want to say thank you to Winnell for being our Keeper of the Flames today. Deeply grateful to you and your service and your consciousness and the way that you are just in this community as such a prayerful, magnificent being. I want to say thank you to Sue for your magnificence. I want to say thank you to Evie, and I want to say thank you to our board members who are here present. If you are a board member, I would love for you to just let yourself be known. Raise your hand or stand up. These magnificent individuals work tirelessly as well to ensure that we continue to be able to offer this message of love and inspiration. I want to say thank you to our magnificent musicians, this band, yes. And I want to say thank you to each and every one of you. I am so grateful for this community. I'm so grateful for this family, and I'm so grateful at the way we are going to expand and grow and emerge as we move forward. Let's share together as we close our time here today the prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds me. I am that light. The love of God enfolds me. I am that love. The power of God protects me. I am that power. The presence of God watches over me. I am that presence. Wherever I am, God is. Wherever God is, I am. And so it is. Amen. I'll be at the back at the end of the song, but you'll recognize this song, and if you want to sing it or dance, you can do this with me. There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season when the love light shines all around us. So let that feeling grab you deep inside and send you reeling where your love can't hide, and then go stealing through the moonlit nights with your lover. Well, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Well, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, it's the reason. There's a reason for the warm, sweet nights, and there's a reason for the candle lights. Must be the season when those love lights shine all around us. So let that wonder take you into space and lay you under its warm embrace. Just feel the thunder as it warms your face. You can't hold back. Well, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Well, let your love fly like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, it's the reason. Oh, let your love flow like a mountain stream, and let your love grow with the smallest of dreams, and let your love show, and you'll know what I mean, it's the season. Like a bird on the wing, and let your love find you to all living things, and let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, it's the reason. And let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, it's the reason. Yes, let your love shine, and you'll know what I mean, it's the reason. Make it a magnificent week, everyone. I'll see you in the back.
Look around, 'cause there's a reason to rejoice, you see. Everybody come out, let's commence to sing joyfully. Everybody look up, feel the hope that we've been waiting for. Everybody be glad, 'cause the silent fear and dread are gone. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look about, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can't you feel a brand new day? Can't you feel a brand new day? Brand new day. Everybody be glad, 'cause sun is shining just for us. Everybody wake up to the morning into happiness. Hello world, it's like a different way of living now. Thank you world, always knew that we'd be free somehow. In harmony, let's show the world that we got liberty. It's such a change for us to live so independently. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look about, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can't you feel a brand new day? 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 Let's keep going. We're still Everybody be glad, 'cause sun is shining just for us. Everybody wake up to the morning into happiness. Hello world, it's like a different world of living now. Thank you world, always knew that we'd be free somehow. In harmony, show the world that we got liberty. It's such a change for us to live so independently. Freedom, you see, has got our hearts singing so joyfully. Just look about, you owe it to yourself to check it out. Can't you feel a brand new day?